Okay, so today I got to do all of my AP practice questions right after school because I had some workouts to do after that, and I got them done early because I thought I don't have enough time later. Well, for computer science today, still like for these free response questions, you want to like think about your logic before you do anything. You might want to like shorten these up, like these very long things, and just shorten them into like a variable, and then you can use them like this in the future without like writing the whole thing. And also for the second question of 2008's free response, you want to like mind the logic of while loops. While loops are like from the top to the bottom, like larger than 0. So sometimes this kind of things would appear. At first, like at least for me, it would be like hard to think like what kind of things should I do, but like think about while loops in this situation, and always it will be like using a method. I've seen like as I've been doing these free response questions, like usually it will just give you a method for you to use. You don't really have to call anything or like write anything by yourself, so that's something that's easy. For economics, sometimes when they ask you something that and you don't know how to answer, don't try to explain it in another way. For instance, like what I did here, like because it is not something something, don't try to do that. Instead, think of like the impacts of that thing that is being asked. Like think of the impact on the curves, like the graphs. Usually like for these kind of free response questions, usually for the first and second, there's only 3 questions in total, but for the first and second there will be like graphs. You usually have to deal with like the curves and stuff, so always think about the effect on like the marginal cost and marginal revenue. And also you just have to remember the definitions of these markets and stuff. And then usually as I've been doing all these free response questions, you know how they grade you is technically like really easy. You don't really have to write that much, but instead just you want to practice and then think what the grade is, like what the grading is. Like the student gets 1 point for doing what, you just have to do that. And so this part, like the question 2 of that practice one, yeah, I think I got this one all correct, and I thought it was really easy.